Just picked up my 2.0 optics ready from my FFL. As far as I know, this is the first video about the trigger on the 9mm. I saw a lot about the 10mm, but not about the 9s. I also busted out of the safe my original 2.0. This is my duty gun. This gun probably has around 5,000 rounds through it, so the trigger is fairly well worn. But I just wanted to show the geometry differences between the two. You can see that this is fairly curved. A lot of people don't like the curved triggers on these. They prefer the Glock style triggers. Admittedly, it's not amazing. It's pretty decent. Yeah, if you can go Apex, just go Apex. If you have agency standards to abide by, you're not going to do too much better than either one of these or a Glock trigger. I just picked this up, so there are no rounds through it. I just been dry firing it quite a bit. So this trigger is interesting. I was hoping that the 10mm reviews I've seen were not the same as the 9mm reviews, with the trigger reset being kind of odd. So this does have kind of, it's not a false reset. I would say it's just not the most positive reset that I've seen out there. I'll go ahead and show the differences between the two. So this is the original full-size 2.0. Like I said, this gun has a few thousand rounds through it. It's obviously well worn, the trigger bar is. So I'll go ahead and demonstrate the differences between the two. Give me a second. So as you can see, this one, it does go back farther than I would say the new one does. And the brake on this one's pretty clean. It's definitely cleaner than they come stock with. And here's the reset. You can hear it and feel it pretty well on these. Ready to rock and roll again. So it's not bad trigger at all. Definitely a duty style trigger. I'll go ahead and show you the new one. So it goes back, stops, is gritty until that point. Obviously, brand new gun, that's got a lot to do with it. And here we go. Heavier, that's for sure. I would say cleaner brake, wider trigger bar. If the trigger shoe, I mean, it does feel wider, so you do have more of a grip on there. And that's the reset. It's not loud at all. So you do have to feel for it. You can definitely tell when there is a reset. And for fun, I just busted out the Shield Plus. In my opinion, this has the best trigger of the three of them. Ironically, for a carry gun, it's got the best one of the three of them. I'll show you that real quick. Hold on one sec. I would say this is the lightest one too, which is odd. And it's back out. So this one of the three has the best trigger, I would say. Another cool thing about this, this is not the stock mag release. I do this to most of my MMPs. This is the one from Hive. I do have a video up of what to do with that one when you get it, because when it comes from Hive, it will snag and it won't let you to press all the way through without it rubbing on the frame. You have to make a little modification, but other than that, there aren't many other extended magazine releases out there. I'm going to do the same undercut on this one that I did with this one. That's just a little DIY, and I did remove that little hump right here. Made it easier to press that in, that's for sure. Let's see, other differences. The slide release, but that change has been there for a while now. The slide release is a lot bigger on the new one. This is the old one. I have no issues hitting the mag with the slide release. Yes, it was hard to hit it at first, but once you break it in, it's pretty easy. Here's the new one. So you can see the differences between the two. The geometry differences are pretty big. What else do I got? Let's see. It does fit inside of the Safariland RDS holsters with that extended slide release. Some people out there probably think that it might snag up on it. It doesn't. It does fit in there. Locks up fine. You're good to go. It does fit inside of this G-code holster. Even with that, there is a little bit of, you can see that it does rub a little bit against this part right here, but not that much. Not enough for it to cause it not to go in or out. I tried that. And the sidecar, it fits perfectly fine as well. So that's about it. Unfortunately, yeah, the trigger reset's not amazing. Is it a deal breaker? No. Your money, if you have no things to abide by as far as OEM or stock trigger shoes, I would just get one of these older style ones that are optic ready. So the ones that are currently available, probably widely available through most FFLs, are going to be the ones that are still on the shelves with the original trigger shoe. I would just get one of those, apex it, and be done with it. If you do have agency standards to abide to, I think this will probably be the better way to go. Would I pay a lot more money out of pocket for it over the other one just for the trigger? Nah, I don't think so. I do like the way that this one does not. It does. There's not as much take up on this one compared to the older ones. I like that. Is it like a VP9 trigger? No, you're not going to get that. It's not going to happen. But I've got a few thousand rounds for my VP9 as well, and I can say that for duty, I would go Glock or MMP. My VP9, I have had some issues with it before, ammo related, that have caused pretty hard downs, and there are a couple other snags on the VP9 that do cause some apprehensions for me. So, like I said, duty, MMP, or Glock, and just go from there. As far as the mounting systems for these, it's the same as it was before. There's a polymer plate, and it goes in there, and I just use Loctite, torque it to I think I did 10 pounds, 10 foot-pounds, something like that. And that was it. I haven't had an issue with these before. My previous one, I had a few thousand, not a few thousand, I had maybe about 800 rounds through it. No issues with the plate or the optic coming loose. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the differences between the two because I noticed there are no videos out there showing them, only the 10 millimeter. So yeah, hopefully that answers some questions. If anyone has any questions, let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll answer them.